The wind here carries stories. It brushes across the moss-covered stones of forgotten monasteries, stirs the high grasses that sway along craggy coastlines, and sighs through the ancient oaks of mist-laden hills. This is a land that speaks softly but speaks true, if you listen with more than your ears. In Ireland, time doesn't march. It drifts. The skies shift from silver to gold, and back again before you finish your tea. Rain comes and goes like a wandering friend. Sunlight slips through gaps in the clouds, as if offering brief, deliberate blessings. You can feel it in your bones, that this place remembers things the rest of the world has long since forgotten. Welcome to Ireland, a place where myth and memory blur at the edges, and every bend in the road holds a promise of something unseen. The field, impossibly green, are stitched together with centuries of stone fences. Sheep wander as though they own the earth, and maybe they do. Rivers wind like soft ribbons through sleepy villages where time slows, and the firelight still flickers in old pub windows. Ireland is not a place to see. It is a place to feel. The Atlantic crashes against the western shores in endless rhythm, wild and salt-stung. Inland, rolling hills cradle lakes so still they reflect not just sky but soul. And in the cities, Dublin, Cork, Galway, the heartbeat quickens, filled with poetry, protest, and pint glasses raised in laughter. The land is poetic because the people are. You'll meet them in corners of cafes and weathered doorways and behind bar counters. They'll tell you stories that start with truth and end in legend, and you'll believe every word, not because it all happened, but because it feels like it could have. In Ireland, imagination is a birthright. If you come here, come gently, let the pace of the land become your own. Give yourself the gift of slow mornings and long conversations. Ask questions. Listen deeply. There is wisdom in their cadence, humor in their sorrow, and warmth in their welcome. Respect the customs that linger in the air. Say thank you often and sorry, even when you don't need to. Dress in layers. The weather is a storyteller too, and it loves a surprise. Learn a few Irish phrases. They'll appreciate the effort even if you butcher the pronunciation. Try the soda bread. Drink the tea. Accept the second biscuit when offered. It's rarely a question. And when the music starts, don't just listen. Let it move you. The fiddle, the bodhrán, the low hum of shared song. These are sacred things. Ireland isn't about checklists. It's about moments. A walk through a dew-kissed field before sunrise. The echo of your own footsteps in a castle ruin. The hush that falls just before the punchline of an old man's tale. It's in these in-between spaces that Ireland reveals herself. Not loudly, but with grace. And as the mist rolls in, wrapping the landscape in silk, you may find yourself standing very still, not to capture the view, but to feel it pass through you. Because Ireland doesn't ask to be taken. She asks to be received. And if you do, if you truly receive her, you will leave with more than memories. You will leave with a quiet, enduring ache for a place that whispered your name long before you ever arrived. In the far northwest corner of Ireland, where the land grows wilder with every mile, Donegal waits like a secret that never needed telling. It is a place of long silences and sudden awe, where the mountains rise in quiet defiance, and the Atlantic carves out edges sharp enough to humble you. Here, nature is not curated. It is unleashed. The wind roams freely, flinging sea spray over cliff tops and curling through narrow valleys where sheep outnumber people. The roads curve like thoughts, slow and contemplative. Each turn reveals something ancient. A stone cottage half swallowed by ivy, a lone hawthorn tree standing guard over a forgotten field, or the flicker of a peat fire in the fading light. Donegal doesn't demand your attention. It earns it. The colors shift with the mood of the sky. Green turning blue, blue turning gray, and gray becoming something else entirely. The cliffs at Slieve League are taller than most realize, but they don't shout. They simply endure, steadfast and watching, like elders with stories too deep for words. If you come here, bring your patience. You'll need it to understand the pace, the people, the rhythm of life that resists rush. This is a land best seen on foot by trail or by trust. Speak softly and the land will answer. Locals may seem reserved at first, but once the door is open, you'll find a generosity that runs deep. Ask about the weather and you'll get a story. Ask about the land and you may not hear the end of it. There are fewer signposts in Donegal, but more meaning in every step. And when you leave, it won't feel like a destination behind you. It will feel like a song still playing, low and wild and unforgettable. Dublin doesn't greet you with silence. It arrives in motion, in laughter echoing off cobblestones, in the thrum of buskers on Grafton Street, in the rustle of pages turning inside old libraries where the air still smells of ink and dust. This city is alive, but not in a way that demands attention. It invites you in like a well-told story. Georgian facades stand tall and proud, their painted doors like punctuation marks in an elegant sentence. Behind them, history hums, rebellions whispered, poets born, promises kept and broken beneath a sky that never quite decides if it's raining or not. The river Liffey cuts through the city like a silver thought, dividing but never disconnecting. Bridges cross with quiet grace, each one holding footsteps from 1,000 lives before yours. Dublin is contradiction made beautiful. It's a pint of Guinness drawn slow and proper, and the laughter of strangers becoming friends before the foam has settled. It's James Joyce and street graffiti, candlelight in a church and neon in a back alley. It's the weight of memory balanced by the buoyancy of youth. If you come here, bring your curiosity. The city will feed it. Take time in Trinity College. Stand beneath the long room's vaulted hush and feel the centuries breathe around you. Visit Kilmainham Jail, where freedom and sorrow share the same cold stones. Walk the lanes of Temple Bar, but veer off course. Find the corners where music rises for no one in particular. Greet people with warmth. Dubliners speak quickly and with fire, but there's a softness behind the spark. Say cheers with sincerity. Ask questions. Listen. The heart of the city is in its voice. Spend euros in small places. Eat brown bread with salty butter. Take the dart to the sea, anywhere it goes. And when the rain comes, as it will, do not run. Let it fall, because in Dublin, even the rain has poetry. And as twilight falls over the river and the city lights flicker on like stars remembering themselves, you may feel something unexpected, the city knowing your name, before you ever knew hers. They rise from the sea like a hell breath. The cliffs of Moher, dark, sheer, and absolute, stand not as scenery, but as a statement, one that the earth once made and never took back. You do not visit these cliffs. You stand before them, and they look back at you. Above, the wind rushes like a tide turned loose. It pulls at your coat, your hair, your stillness. Below, the Atlantic pounds against stone, relentless and unforgiving. See birds spiral in the updrafts like forgotten prayers, lost and found again on the salt air. Here, scale becomes a feeling, not a number. You feel it in your chest, the vertigo of eternity, the sense that the world does not need you to notice it, but is changed when you do. You walk the narrow paths and feel every heartbeat echo underfoot, every step a quiet communion with something older than language, and yet, somehow, it feels deeply personal. If you come here, come with reverence. Stay behind the low stone barriers, not just for safety, but out of respect. These cliffs are not tamed, nor should they be. Let the wind remind you of your place, not small, but part of something vast. Mornings may bring mist, when the cliffs vanish in the cloud like dreams returning to sky. On clear days, the Aran Islands rest in the distance, cradled by haze. No 2 hours here the same. Light shifts, moods change, and the cliffs rewrite themselves in shadow and sun. Wear sturdy shoes, bring a warm layer, and give yourself time not just to look, but to feel. Say little. Let silence carry what words cannot. There's a cafe near the visitor center, and you might stop there after the walk. Sip your tea while your mind still stands on the edge. You'll feel it, the sense that part of you is still out there, lingering in the wind. And when you leave, don't look back too quickly. Let the cliffs keep your last glance. Like a promise you don't need to speak aloud. In Killarney, the wild softens into something dreamlike. Mountains cradle deep lakes like secrets passed between giants. Trees leaning close, as if whispering lullabies to the water below. The air carries the scent of rain-soaked moss and distant heather. And through it all, a stillness moves, slow, steady, and sacred. This is not wilderness that threatens. It welcomes. You arrive not as a visitor, but as someone returning to something you didn't know you'd lost. Paths wind gently through ancient woods where red deer slip between shadows, and waterfalls tumble down rock, faces like thoughts released from silence. Macross House is dignified and quiet, surrounded by gardens that bloom with a kind of remembering. Each room, each pane of glass, holds echoes of both wealth and weather. But the true heart of Killarney is not built. It breathes. If you come here, let yourself wander. Take a boat across Loch Lean in the morning mist. Watch the light creep over the peaks of the MacGillycuddy's reeks. Ride a jaunting car down the gap of Dunloe, where the echo of hooves and human laughter bounces between ancient stone. Dress for changing weather. Layers are a kindness. Bring good shoes and better patience. The best moments here arrive in hushes. The call of a heron, the sigh of a breeze through fern, the ripple of light across water. Greet locals with warmth. They'll return it twice over. And if you're offered a story, take it. These hills remember every voice that passed through them. Avoid the rush. Avoid the noise. Let this place show you what time feels like when it stops ticking and starts listening. And if the rain falls while you're deep in the woods, let it. There's no reason to run. Because in Killarney, even the rain feels ancient. And as it beads on your coat and settles in your hair, you may find yourself still. So still, you begin to hear the land remembering itself through you. Sligo feels like a poem left half-finished. The land speaks in fragments, of surf and stone, of restless hills and skies that can't hold a single mood. It is a place where beauty refuses to be neat, and that is precisely its magic. Ben Bulben rises like a question mark at the edge of the earth, bold, sculpted, immovable. Beneath it, the land softens into fields and streams and the rhythm of things still untouched. The Atlantic brushes ashore with salt-lace wind, and sea foam drapes over black rocks like lace left out to dry. W.B. Yeats called this place home for his dreams. And once you arrive, you'll understand why. There's a certain ache here, a gentle longing carried in the air, like music remembered but not yet played. It moves through the ruins of abbeys, the quiet of graveyards, the mirror of lakes that hold the sky. If you come here, come to slow down. Drive the coast road with your windows open. Let Strandhill's waves speak their wild language. Walk the length of Ross's Point where children build castles in sand that's been shaped by centuries. Locals might speak softly, but their eyes hold stories. Listen. Ask about the mountains, the tides, the ghosts. You'll find myth and memory intertwined, like seaweed on stone. Eat simply. Fresh fish, brown bread, a pint that took its time to pour. And if you can, catch some music in a pub after dark, when the day is let go and something older takes its place. Bring a jacket. The rain comes often, but not unkindly. And when it does, it feels like Sligo exhaling, like the land telling you to rest, just for a moment, and let the soul of the place wrap itself around you. The Dingle Peninsula is a whisper at the edge of the world. It curves out into the Atlantic like a hand extended, welcoming, weathered, and wildly alive. The land here feels both ancient and immediate, wrapped in wind and wonder. Stone walls crisscross green hills like forgotten lines of a prayer. Sheep the slopes, unmoved by the passing of time. And the sea, always near, shimmers with secrets, breaking into white along Sligo Head where cliffs lean into the waves like old storytellers who've seen too much. Dingle Town hums gently, colorful, and kind. Boats sway in the harbor, and music floats from doorways like the scent of bread in the morning. It is a place that knows how to hold joy without needing to announce it. If you come here, take the long road. Drive slowly. Stop often. Let your gaze linger on cottages tucked into hillsides, on roadside shrines cradled in fuchsia blooms, on the ocean shifting moods from moment to moment. The locals speak Irish and sometimes English, but always with heart. Don't rush the conversations. They begin small and end in friendship. Eat seafood fresh from the bay. Try the chowder. Let a pint find your hand as the sun dips low and music rises from a fiddle tuned by memory. Bring layers. The weather dances between sunshine and storm, and when the fog rolls and across the fields like breath from the sea itself, don't fear it. It's just the land drawing close, reminding you that here at the edge, you're exactly where you're meant to be. Out beyond the foam-lined breadth of Galway Bay lie the Aran Islands, 3 fragments of stone and silence, floating where the world narrows into sea and sky. Inismoher, Inismeen, and Inisoer, each one a memory made solid. They do not shout for your attention. They wait. Gray limestone stretches like an open palm, carved by centuries of salt and wind. Low stone walls divide the land into impossible patterns, labors of love, line after line, holding nothing but wind-blown grass and the weight of time. This is a place where the language still sings in its native tongue, where bicycles outnumber cars, and where every path feels like a pilgrimage, whether to a ruined fort, a holy well, or simply the edge of the sea. Duaneong Hasa rises like a myth, a half-moon of stone perched on the cliff's edge. It gazes out into nothing, into everything. When you stand there, the Atlantic howls beneath you, and all that remains is breath and awe. If you come here, come with humility. Ferries can be rough, and the islands are not dressed for tourists. They are dressed for weather. Wear strong shoes. Bring a sweater, even in summer, and let your plans loosen. The rhythm here is older, slower, truer. Greet locals with kindness. They carry stories like fire in their pockets. You may be offered one unexpectedly. Accept it. Eat the bread. Taste the sea and the butter. Buy wool not as a souvenir, but as something meant to last. And stay the night, if you can. When the day trippers leave and the island exhales, you'll hear the hush return. You'll feel the stones settle. You'll walk alone under stars brighter than memory. And in that quiet, the Aran Islands may speak your name, not to call you back, but to let you go, wiser. Inishowen is a place that breathes with the pulse of the ocean and the whisper of ancient stones. A peninsula shaped like a hand reaching out into the wild Atlantic. It is both rugged and tender, a land where every bend in the road reveals a new story. Every coastline sings a different song. The air here carries salt and peat smoke, mingling with the scent of wildflowers that cling stubbornly to the rocky hills. Rolling fields unfold like a patchwork quilt, stitched by dry stone walls that have held fast against time and weather. The landscape is alive, in the cry of seabirds wheeling over endless skies, in the quiet murmur of streams winding through glens, in the soft footsteps of those who have walked these lands for centuries. If you come here, come with an open heart and a slow pace. Drive the coastal roads with windows down, letting the wind carry your thoughts. Stop often, at beaches where the sand feels cool beneath your feet, at little villages where friendly faces greet you with stories and smiles. Respect the quiet reverence of ancient sites like Grianan of Aileach, a stone fort perched high above the land, watching over the years with unblinking eyes. Walk its walls and imagine the lives held within its stones, warriors, families, dreams. Dress warmly, no matter the season, for the Atlantic breeze carries a chill that speaks of faraway places. Taste the local fare, fresh seafood caught just hours before, hearty stews that warm the soul, soda bread baked with care. Speak kindly to the people you meet. Though their voices may carry the lilting music of the Gaeltacht, their warmth is universal. Be mindful of the land. Tread lightly where wildflowers bloom. Leave no trace where the ocean meets earth. And when evening falls, find a quiet spot to watch the sun sink behind distant hills, painting the sky in hues of amber and rose. Let yourself be held by the silence that follows, the deep, endless quiet that belongs only to places that have truly lived. Inishowen is not just a place to visit. It is a place to remember, and as you leave, the wind will carry your footsteps home. Perched high above the rolling hills of Inishowen, Grianan of Aileach stands like a sentinel from a forgotten time. Its ancient stones, weathered and worn, circle the sky, a fortress made not just of rock but of memory. Here, the wind carries whispers of kings and warriors, of gatherings beneath a boundless sky. You step inside and feel the weight of centuries settle softly around you. The stones hold stories of battles fought, alliances forged, lives lived in the shadows of this towering ring. From this vantage, the world stretches wide and wild. Fields ripple like green oceans. The Atlantic glimmers far beyond the horizon, a silver thread pulling the eye toward infinity. If you come here, come gently. The path is steep, the climb a meditation. Wear sturdy shoes and bring patience, each step an offering to the land's enduring spirit. Pause often, touch the rough stone walls with reverence. Listen to the silence between the winds. There is no rush here, no need to fill the space with noise. Let the stones speak in their quiet way. At sunset, the fortress glows gold, as if the sun itself has taken shelter within its circle. And when you finally leave, you carry with you more than memories. You carry a sense of the ancient pulse that still beats beneath your feet, a pulse that reminds you some places do not fade with time. They simply wait, quiet and steadfast, until you are ready to remember. Buncrana rests where land meets sea in a gentle embrace. The town stretches along Loch Swilly's shimmering shore, a quiet harbor holding stories of tides and time. Salt and seaweed mingle with the scent of fresh bread from nearby ovens. The light here is soft, often filtered through a mist that blurs edges and smooths sharp corners. The rhythm of Buncrana is slow. Footsteps on cobbled streets, the murmur of waves against the pier, children's laughter carried on the breeze. If you come here, walk without hurry. Explore the beach where sands meet the sea in a dance as old as the shore itself. Visit the castle, stoic and silent, its walls thick with whispers of history. Chat with locals who will greet you with quiet warmth and stories that feel like gifts. Taste the simple pleasures. Fresh seafood caught from nearby waters, stews simmer long and slow, and tea poured with care. Dress for the ever-changing weather, layers that shift like the sky. Respect the calm. Let the sea air cleanse your thoughts. Buncrana is a place to breathe, to be, and as you leave, the sound of waves will follow you, a soft, steady pulse, reminding you of the sea's endless patience. Malin Head is the wild breath of Ireland's edge, where land and sea collide in a symphony of rock and wind. The peninsula juts into the Atlantic like a fearless sentinel. Cliffs rise abruptly, sheer and bold, their faces carved by countless storms. The air is sharp, tinged with salt and the thrill of vast, open space. Here, the horizon seems to stretch endlessly, where sky meets sea in a restless embrace. The lighthouse stands steady, a beacon through fog and storm, its light a promise held against the dark. If you come here, come prepared for the wild. Wear sturdy shoes to navigate rugged paths, and layers to guard against sudden winds. Take your time wandering the rocky shores and hidden coves. Listen closely to the call of seabirds, gulls and gannets weaving stories in the sky. Respect the fragile beauty. Leave no trace where the earth is raw. Local fishermen still haul in the days catch with a quiet pride, their lives woven tightly to this fierce land and sea. Taste fresh fish if you can, and savor the salt on your lips. As the sun sinks low, the cliffs glow with a fire that seems to come from the earth itself. And when night falls, the stars burst into brilliance. Far from city lights, the sky spills endless light. Malin Head is a place to feel small and vast all at once, to stand on the edge, and let the wind remind you that wildness is still alive, still calling. Glenveigh breathes with ancient secrets, cradled between rugged mountains and still, dark waters. This park is a sanctuary carved by time's patient hands, a place where the wildness of nature lives in quiet dignity. The mountains rise like silent guardians, their peaks lost in mist and mystery. Lakes mirror the ever-changing sky, deep and glassy, holding the reflection of ancient pines that stand sentinel along the shores. Trails wind through heather and fern, inviting you to wander slowly, to listen deeply. The air is cool, tinged with pine and earth, alive with the soft rustle of wings and the distant call of deer. If you come here, come with reverence. Wear sturdy boots and layers to welcome the shifting moods of the weather. Let your footsteps fall lightly on soft moss and worn stone. Pause often. In quiet glades where sunlight filters like gold through the canopy, or beside secluded pools where the world seems to hold its breath. Respect the delicate balance of life here. Every fern, every bird, every ripple in the water tells a story of survival and grace. Taste the calm, the stillness that wraps itself around you like a gentle shawl. Let the solitude be your companion, the beauty your guide. As you walk, remember that this land has witnessed centuries of change, yet remains steadfast. And when you leave, carry with you the quiet strength of Glenveigh, a reminder that even in wild places, peace is possible. Cork is a city of stories whispered through narrow streets and bustling markets. The air hums with a lively warmth, the scent of fresh bread mingling with the distant echo of laughter. Color spills from painted doorways, and the river flows like a ribbon weaving to the heart of the city. If you come here, walk slowly. Let the rhythm of Cork guide you through its hidden corners. Cafes where time seems to pause, where voices carry the music of friendship. Taste the richness of local flavors. Creamy cheeses, fresh seafood, and the sweet tang of berries. Speak with kindness, for the people here hold their heritage close, yet open their hearts wide. As evening falls, the city lights shimmer like fireflies caught in a gentle breeze. Cork invites you not just to visit, but to belong, even if only for a moment. Bantry Town rests quietly by a deep blue harbor, embraced by rolling hills that hold the whispers of history. The scent of sea and pine mingles in the air, soft and inviting. If you come here, take your time wandering along the waterfront, where boats bob gently and seagulls call overhead. Taste a fresh catch of the day, savoring flavors born from these wild waters. In the fading light, the town glows softly, a small beacon of warmth and welcome. Bantry feels like a secret share between the sea and sky, a place to pause, breathe, and remember. Mizen Bridge is a quiet passage over water, a simple curve of stone that joins land to land. It carries stories beneath its arches, where the river flows steady and sure. Mist often lingers here, softening the edges of trees and hills, wrapping the world in a gentle hush. If you come here, take a moment to stand still, feel the slow pulse of the water beneath your feet. Notice how the bridge is more than stone. It is a meeting place, a connector of journeys. Wear sturdy shoes if you wander beyond, where forest paths beckon with whispers of moss and fern. Let the calmness of this place seep into your bones. And as the day drifts on, the river will carry your thoughts onward, quiet, unhurried, and full of promise. Mizen Head is where Ireland leans into the Atlantic, a rugged edge carved by time's relentless hand. The cliffs rise sharply, jagged and wild, their faces kissed by salt spray and sea wind. Here, the ocean's voice is loud and clear, a constant roar that fills the air with raw, ancient energy. The sky stretches vast and open, endless in its shifting blues and grays. If you come here, come ready to be humbled. Walk carefully along the narrow paths, where every step feels like a conversation with the earth. Feel the wind press against your skin, cold and bracing, yet strangely alive. Listen to the cries of seabirds wheel overhead, guardians of this wild frontier. Bring layers, for the weather can turn swiftly, a sudden mist or a burst of sun. Respect the fragile beauty. Leave only footprints, carry only memories. Taste the salt on the breeze, fresh and sharp. In the fading light, the cliffs glow like embers, a fierce reminder of nature's power and grace. And when darkness falls, the stars spill across the sky with reckless abandon, far from city lights. Mizen Head is a place to feel both small and infinite, a wild heart beating at the edge of the world. Galway pulses with a restless spirit, a city alive with color, music, and the laughter of strangers who feel like old friends. Its streets are a tapestry woven with cobblestones, murals, and the scent of fresh sea air mingling with roasted coffee and baked bread. The rhythm here is quick and light. The clatter of footsteps, the strum of guitars, the hum of voices carried on the wind. If you come here, walk slowly through the Latin Quarter, where stories hang thick in the air, whispered from one doorway to the next. Pause to listen to street musicians whose melodies seem to echo the city's soul, joyful, wistful, and unguarded. Taste the warmth of hearty stews and the sharp tang of freshly caught seafood, all prepared with love that shows in every bite. Respect the lively spirit of Galway. It is a place where tradition and modern life dance in perfect harmony. Dress comfortably, ready for sudden showers that sweep in with the sea breeze. Let yourself be carried by the city's vibrant energy, but also find quiet moments by the waterfront, where the light shimmers on the Corrib River like liquid glass. Galway invites you to lose yourself and find yourself all at once, a place where the heart beats loud, and every corner holds a new story waiting to be told. Kylemore Abbey rises like a dream nestled deep within lush valleys and ancient woods. Its Gothic spires reach the sky, mirrored in the still waters of the lake that cradles it. Mist curls softly around the stone walls, lending an air of mystery and quiet grace. The gardens bloom with timeless beauty, a symphony of colors and scents, alive with the gentle hum of bees. If you come here, wander slowly through the winding paths and hidden corners. Listen to the whispers of history that cling to every stone. Respect the sanctity of this place, both a home and a refuge. Taste the calm that wraps around you like a warm shawl. Let the Abbey story settle softly into your soul, a reminder that beauty and resilience can stand the test of time. As light fades, the silhouette of Kylemore lingers, a quiet promise of peace held deep within the Irish landscape. Carawaystick Waterfall sings its ancient song, a cascade of silver that tumbles through moss-draped rocks, weaving through the forest like a thread of liquid light. The air here is cool and fragrant, heavy with the scent of pine and earth. Sunlight dapples through the leaves, painting shifting patterns on the stones and water below. The waterfall's voice is both thunder and whisper, a rhythmic pulse that invites you to lose yourself in its timeless flow. If you come here, tread softly along the winding paths, where ferns unfurl like delicate scrolls and ground is soft beneath your feet. Wear sturdy shoes, for the trails can be slick with mist. Pause often to listen to the splash of water, the murmur of the forest, the quiet call of distant birds. Respect the sacredness of this place, where water has carved the land for centuries, shaping stones and stories alike. Taste the freshness in the air, crisp as the water itself. Let the cool spray brush your face, a baptism in the wildness of Ireland's heart. As you stand beside the falls, feel the world slow, the chaos fall away, replaced by the steady rhythm of nature's pulse. And when you leave, carry the song of Carawaystick with you, a melody of flow, resilience, and quiet power. The Wicklow Mountains rise like a gentle giant spine, rolling waves of heather and rocks stretching beyond the horizon. Mist clings to the valleys, weaving a delicate veil between ancient trees and silent lochs. Here, the earth breathes slowly, each breath a pulse of green and stone. If you come here, walk the paths where legends whisper in the wind, where every stone holds a story older than memory, where layers to guard against sudden shifts in weather, and sturdy boots for the rocky trails that curl through fern and bramble. Pause by quiet pools that mirror the sky, and listen to the hush of the forest, the soft rustle of leaves, the call of a distant bird. Taste the wildness in the air, fresh and pure, scented with pine and peat. Respect the silence that blankets this land, a sanctuary where time seems to pause. Bring a heart ready to feel the solitude and the vastness, the peace that settles deep within. As the sun dips low, the mountains glow with a warm amber light, folding you gently into their ancient embrace. And when you depart, carry the quiet strength of Wicklow with you, a reminder that even in stillness, the earth is alive and watching. Cong Village rests quietly between emerald fields and gentle streams, a place where time seems to soften. Stone cottages were the stories of generations, their walls humming with memories. If you come here, wander slowly through narrow lanes, where the air is sweet with the scent of blooming gardens. Listen for the laughter that drifts from cozy pubs, where tales are shared like warm blankets. Taste the simple pleasures, freshly baked bread, hearty stews, the rich cream of the countryside. Respect the gentle pace here. Life moves with the rhythm of the seasons, unhurried and kind. And as you leave, carry the village's quiet grace in your heart, a soft light that lingers long after you've gone. The rock of Cashel rises dramatically from the green plains, a throne of stone crowned by centuries of history. Its ancient walls hold echoes of kings and saints, stories etched in weathered limestone and whisper by the wind. Sunlight filters through arched windows, casting patterns of light and shadow that dance on moss-covered stones. The air hums with reverence, as if the very ground remembers every prayer, every vow made here. If you come here, walk slowly along the winding paths, letting your fingers brush the rough stone, feeling the weight of time beneath your touch. Pause in the quiet chapel, where silence speaks louder than words. Respect the sacredness of this place, a crossroads of faith, power, and memory. Listen to the stories carried by the breeze, stories of kings who shaped a nation and the saints whose faith endured beyond the ages. Taste the cool air, tinged with earth and history. Let the grandeur and solitude of the rocks settle deep within you, a reminder of the delicate balance between strength and fragility. As the sun dips low, the ruins glow warmly, a beacon of resilience against the endless sky. And when you leave, carry with you the spirit of Cashel, a timeless sentinel watching over the rolling hills and the stories yet to be told. Loher Ringfort stands quietly in a landscape shaped by time and memory, a circle of ancient stones that guard secrets older than words. The earth here hums softly beneath your feet, alive with the echoes of footsteps long gone, voices carried away on the wind. Sunlight filters through a sky brushed with soft clouds, casting a gentle glow on the moss-covered ramparts that once sheltered lives and dreams. If you come here, walk slowly along the weathered path that circles the fort, feeling the weight of history in every stone. Let your eyes trace the patterns of earthworks and ditches, marveling at the ingenuity of those who built these walls as both protection and home. Respect the silence that blankets this place, broken only by the rustle of grass and the occasional call of a bird. Wear sturdy shoes for the uneven ground, and bring with you a spirit open to quiet reflection. Taste the air here, crisp, earthy, filled with the scent of wildflowers and ancient soil. Imagine the lives lived within this ring, the stories told beneath starlit skies, the hands that shape the land, and the hearts that beat within these walls. As the sun moves across the sky, shadows lengthen and deepen, painting the stones in hues of amber and ochre. Loher Ringfort is a place where past and present converge, a timeless circle inviting you to step gently into the story. When you leave, carry with you a sense of connection to the land, to those who came before, and to the enduring pulse of history that still beats here. Coumeenoole Bay unfolds like a secret whispered along the rugged edge of the Dingle Peninsula, where the wild Atlantic crashes with relentless grace against jagged cliffs. The air here is alive with salt and seaweed, carried on a breeze that tastes of freedom and ancient stories. Golden sands curve gently between rocky outcrops, worn smooth by the ceaseless dance of waves and wind. If you come here, take your time to wander the shore where the land meets the ocean in a delicate, ever-changing embrace. Feel the rough texture of weathered stones beneath your fingertips, the cool spray of ocean mist on your face. Listen to the symphony of crashing waves, the distant call of seabirds, and the whisper of grasses stirred by the wind. Wear sturdy shoes for the uneven paths, and bring layers to guard against sudden shifts in weather. Sun one moment, miss the next. Respect the fragile beauty here. Leave no trace for your footprints. Carry only the memories of salt and sky. Taste the crisp tang of the sea air, fresh and invigorating. A reminder of the wild heart beating at Ireland's edge. As the sun dips low, the cliffs glow with a fierce amber light, casting long shadows across the bay's quiet waters. Let the colors and sounds settle deep within you, a meditation on nature's enduring power and fragile grace. And when you leave, carry with you the spirit of Coumeenoole, a place where earth and ocean meet in endless conversation, where time feels both infinite and fleeting. Kinsale is a vibrant splash of color nestled on Ireland's southern coast, a town where history and the sea mingle in joyful conversation. The narrow streets curl and twist like a painter's brushstroke, lined with brightly painted houses and the soft hum of life by the harbor. Salt air mingles with the scent of freshly baked bread and rich seafood, carried on gentle breezes that speak of journeys and homecomings. If you come here, stroll slowly along the waterfront, watch fishing boats bobbing gently, and listen to the laughter spilling from cozy pubs. Taste the bounty of the sea, fresh oysters, smoky smoked salmon, and hearty chowders, each bite a celebration of local craft and care. Respect the warmth of this town, where locals greet strangers with easy smiles and stories shared like treasured gifts. Dress casually, but be ready for a breeze that carries whispers of the ocean. As twilight falls, Kinsale lights twinkle like stars reflected in the harbor's glassy calm. And when you leave, carry with you the town's easy charm, a reminder that the simplest moments can hold the richest memories. Charles Fort stands firm against the ceaseless tides, a bastion of stone guarding the mouth of Kinsale Harbor. Its walls curve gracefully, weathered by centuries of salt and storm, whispering tales of battles and watchful sentinels. The wind here carries the scent of the sea mingled with earth and history, a reminder of lives lived in quiet vigilance. If you come here, walk slowly along the ramparts, feel the rough stone beneath your hands, and let your gaze wander across the endless stretch of water, where layers to guard against the brisk coastal breeze and sturdy shoes for the uneven paths. Pause in the quiet corners where shadows gather, and imagine the centuries who stood watch beneath stormy skies. Respect the solemn stillness, a place shaped by both conflict and care. Let the sea's endless rhythms soothe your thoughts. The cries of seabirds punctuate the silence. As the sun dips low, Charles Fort glows softly, a sentinel standing guard between past and present. And when you leave, carry with you the steadfast spirit of this place, a reminder that even in stillness, vigilance is a quiet act of love. Connemara National Park stretches wide, a wild tapestry of rugged mountains, whispering bogs, and windswept moorlands. The air is crisp and fresh, filled with the scent of heather and peat, carrying the soft murmur of distant streams and the call of skylarks overhead. Mist drifts like a veil, softening the edges of ancient stone walls and winding trails that beckon the curious traveler. If you come here, walk gently along the paths that climb through wildflower-strewn fields and rocky crags. Wear sturdy boots to navigate the uneven terrain and layers to guard against the ever-changing weather. Pause to listen to the quiet pulse of the earth, the rustle of grass, the sigh of wind through the trees. Respect the fragile beauty of this landscape, where every stone and stream hold a story whispered through centuries. Taste the purity of the mountain air, crisp as the first breath of morning. Let the vastness settle within you, a quiet reminder of nature's enduring grace. As the light fades, Connemara wraps you in a gentle embrace, its wild heart beating steady beneath the vast Irish sky. And when you leave, carry with you the calm strength of this place, a lasting echo of wilderness and peace. The gap of Dunloe unfolds like a whispered secret, a narrow mountain pass carved by ancient glaciers, nestled deep within the heart of County Kerry. Steep walls of jagged rock rise on either side, cloaked in emerald moss and tangled ferns, while a slender ribbon of water winds quietly through the valley floor. The air here is cool and fresh, scented faintly with pine and wildflowers, carrying the soft murmur of distant streams and the occasional call of curlew. If you come here, journey slowly by foot or horse-drawn jaunting car, allowing the landscape to reveal its stories with each step. Wear sturdy boots and wrap yourself in layers. The mountain weather shifts like a living thing, sunlight, mist, and breeze mingling in an ever-changing dance. Pause often to breathe in the stillness, to watch the light play upon the rocks, and to listen to the silence that hums with ancient presence. Respect the fragility of this wild corridor. Stay on the paths worn by countless travelers, and leave only your footprints behind. Taste the crispness of the mountain air, pure and invigorating, as you follow the narrow waterways that mirror the sky. Let the towering peaks and shadowed glens sink deep into your soul, a balm for the restless spirit. As the afternoon wanes, the valley glows with a golden warmth, the stones and heather bathed in soft amber light. And when you leave, carry the gap's quiet power within you, a reminder that sometimes the most profound journeys are those taken in stillness and reverence. The journey through Ireland's wild heart draws to a close, but the echoes linger, soft whispers woven into the fabric of wind and stone. Each place, a story, each moment, a thread connecting past and present, earth and soul. The green fields, rugged cliffs, and quiet villages all breathe with a timeless pulse, inviting you to carry their spirit beyond the shore. If you close your eyes, you can still feel the salt on your skin, hear the distant song of waves against ancient rocks, and taste the crisp air thick with history. These lands teach patience, the patience of stones shaped by centuries, of rivers carving their way through hills, of lives lived gently in harmony with nature's rhythm. Respect lingers in the spaces between footsteps, in the quiet corners where the soul finds refuge. Carry with you the kindness of strangers, the laughter spilling from cozy firesides, the hush of mist settling over mountains at dawn. Let the memories settle like soft rain, nourishing a deep-rooted love for places where beauty is both wild and tender. And as you step back into your world, remember that travel is not just movement through space, but a gentle unfolding of understanding and connection. Ireland is not just a destination. It is a feeling, a story whispered in the wind, a heartbeat echoing long after you've gone. So go softly, traveler, with eyes wide open and heart ready to receive. And know that wherever you wander, the truth of these places travels with you, carved quietly into your memory, waiting to be revisited with every breath.